with a shotgun. The location of the bodies, though, indicate that these subjects were not hit by Cleveland police gunfire.
Now, the elderly man who police rescued from that building is described as Thomas Runyon's father. The policewoman has not been identified by the department. However, I was able to find out her identity. I spoke with her on the phone. She declined comment, saying the chief's office didn't want her to talk right now, but she's okay. We did find out that much. At her home tonight, where I was, friends are actually gathering to kind of support her a little bit, and she'll go on administrative leave now, Denise, and once she's cleared, go back to active duty. Fortunate woman right now.
All right, thanks, Paul. Opening statements have been heard in the trial of a 22-year-old man accused of killing a police officer. Audrey Jones is charged with the November murder of Ashtabula police officer William Glover. Today, jurors heard the dispatch tapes from the night that Glover was shot and testimony from the officer who arrested Jones. The jury also viewed the scene of the shooting.
A 3-year-old in Lakewood is making a slow recovery tonight after she was mauled by a dog. Bianca Cruz was playing in the backyard of her parents' home Sunday afternoon when she was attacked by her uncle's new pet bulldog. The dog tore open Bianca's jugular veins, severed nerves in her neck, fractured her skull in 2 places, punctured her brain, and caused her to lose almost half her blood. The trauma team worked for 12 hours to save her life.
I've seen dozens of dog bites, and this was by far the worst dog bite I've ever seen.
The dog's being kept at the Lakewood Animal Shelter. Bianca is still in critical condition tonight. Prosecutors in the Mary Jo Peschel murder trial brought out a final witness who placed Mark DeMarco near the scene of that murder. The prosecution called one of DeMarco's friends to testify against him today. Mark Fristic contradicted DeMarco's statement that he never saw Shannon Kidd the day Mary Jo Peschel was killed. Fristic testified he saw both men near the rapid station where Mary Jo's van was found.
Did you see Mark DeMarco in the company with Shannon Kidd on January 2nd of '96?
Yes.
Where did you see them?
At my house.
Okay, over on 139 by the Tristan station, is that correct?
That's correct.
Were they driving any type of vehicle on that day?
Yes.
What were they driving?
A van.
Closing arguments are expected tomorrow. We'll have the latest, of course, on CBS 19 News midday.
NFL owners are in Florida tonight trying to put a price on the new Cleveland Browns. How hefty a price tag will it be? Mike O'Mara is live in Miami now with the latest on the countdown to the Browns. Mike?
Well, there's no doubt the price tag is going to be high. The question is how high. The owner of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers has suggested in a memo to the other owners that he thinks the price tag should be more than $1 billion. Yes, the word was billion. And the News Herald is reporting tonight that the league is actually considering a sort of auction for pre-qualified millionaires to see just who bids the highest.
And it ultimately does probably give you your best ownership because the ones that wanted it the most, that have sacrificed and done their homework and have really extended themselves to get involved, usually are the ones that lay awake at night figuring how to win a Super Bowl.
Jerry Jones and the NFL know that the new Browns owner will step into a money machine in Cleveland, which translates into a high price for the privilege of playing the game.
I would think it would be high. Yeah, to come in the National Football League with Cleveland, one of the finest situations that we've ever had in professional sports, I think it has to be real high.
Al Davis and friends have looked at the projected revenues for the new Browns, from $23.6 million in ticket sales for the first year, all the way down the ledger with a gross revenue of about $124.9 million. Now, on the expense side of the balance sheet, from player salaries down to interest payments, the expenses for the first year, about $94 million. Side by side, you can see that the new owner could make $30 million the very first year. That's if they can afford to get in the game. But some owners warn that the money shouldn't be the sole criteria.
It doesn't matter how much they pay you up front, you're going to have long-term problems. I think we've seen that in other communities where you've had ownership that hasn't been committed to the community, and I think that's wrong.
William Ford, one of the few voices of reason down here, and we're being told by league sources tonight that the owners may not set a price here at all this week. They're going to wait and see just how high people are willing to go. Of course, we're going to have the latest right here tomorrow at noon. That's the latest. Denise, back to you.
Thanks, Mike. Be nice to get an owner who cares about Cleveland.
Absolutely.
Well, Ronnie Duncan is also in Florida tonight, and coming up a little later on in sports, he'll take a look at how another city handled an NFL expansion team, and also give us a look at what we'll be going through with the new Browns. And don't forget, CBS 19 will be the home of the new Browns as NFL football returns to CBS this fall.
One of the world's leading peacekeepers is in Cleveland tonight. UN Secretary General Kofi Annan was at a dinner celebrating the 75th anniversary of the Cleveland Council on World Affairs. That council works to create better understanding of international affairs. And Annan struck the deal that prevented the American attack of Iraq. And now he's trying to prevent nuclear testing by India and Pakistan. But he says non-nuclear nations may not obey a ban on testing.
Those who have the weapons are refusing to dismantle it. So for them to ask us not to test, not to have it, is to deprive us of the possibility of having the weapon when they are determined to hold on to theirs.
Annan says Cleveland's diversity is a big asset here, and countries must accept their differences for lasting world peace. 4 people are dead tonight after a helicopter crash.
The chopper plunged to the ground, landing right on top of a house. Keeping our eye on America now, the helicopter landed upside down in the garage with its tail sticking out. It happened in suburban Chicago. Police say the victims were all on board the helicopter and died upon impact. A woman inside the home at the time of the crash escaped unharmed. Also in Chicago, a 15-year-old boy is dead, shot right next to a hospital, and the emergency staff wouldn't help him. The teen was shot while playing basketball in the alley right next to the hospital. Emergency workers said it was against their policy for them to go outside. They called 911, but after 20 minutes, still no ambulance. A frustrated police officer grabbed a wheelchair and brought the boy in himself. The youngster died about an hour after he was brought in.
In Washington, the push for a national drunk driving standard is over tonight. Senators were pushing for a nationwide blood alcohol standard of .08. But because of opposition from the House, they gave up that fight. They did reach a compromise, though. Both the House and Senate have agreed to set up a fund to reward states that voluntarily pass those tougher standards.
Well, did you ever see one of those deals in the newspaper offering a tropical vacation for one flat price?
Well, coming up on CBS 19 News Close-Up, we'll find out if your money gets you a pit or a paradise.
Then we've watched a TV character struggle with breast cancer. Tonight, Dr. Rose shows you why the newest treatment is offering real patients hope.
It has been said that all the gold and silver in the world isn't 1/10 as valuable as a single child's dreams. So we ask, if gold and silver travel in armored cars, how do we transport those dreams? Drive safely.
CBS 19 News with Byron Brown. Weekdays at 5:30 a.m.
A clean plane, comfortable seat, on-time arrivals, getting your bags back. At Continental, our priorities are simple. They're yours. Continental Airlines. Work hard, fly right.
Due to popular demand, we've extended the Nissan Free Memorial Day event to Memorial Day and beyond, which means we've extended our $2,000 customer cash or 1.9% APR on every rugged Nissan Frontier 4x4. And our $2,000 customer cash or 1.9% APR on the dependable Nissan Sentra. See your Nissan retailer and spend Memorial Day and beyond in your new Frontier or Sentra with $2,000 in your pocket. The extended Nissan Free Memorial Day event only through June 1st.
Ray Romano live Friday, June 5th at the Ohio Theater Playhouse Square. Tickets at the box office are charged by phone, sponsored by CBS 19, WOIO, and Q104. For CBS 19 online, the address is WOIO.com. Welcome home.
Hey, little brother, need a ride to practice?
We just finished.
Let's go. Now every time you hit the road...
Susie, need a ride to ballet? I don't teach ballet.
So? You can grab the chicken you crave with KFC's Colonel Strips. Hey, Grandma, want to run to the store?
No, I don't.
For a limited time, grab 3 boneless all-white meat spicy buffalo or Colonel's crispy strips, wedges, and a Pepsi for just $2.99.
Taking Bubbles to the vet.
Isn't it time for some really good chicken?
WeatherNet is sponsored by Progressive Auto Insurance.
So you'd give anything to get away for a little R&R?
Yeah, about this time of year. You see an ad in a Sunday paper for a Bahama getaway for a few $100, but you're a little skeptical. Amy Costelli threw caution to the wind to find out if it was a pit or a paradise.
Delta? That's what I thought. We were flying Delta.
As we got off the plane, many passengers were surprised to learn we were flying Laker Airways after picking up tickets at the Delta counter. It was a little confusing. Now it was time to see exactly what our money was buying.
Off the Florida Keys, There's a place called Freeport.
We're here on our honeymoon.
Honeymooners from Olmsted Falls, a bachelor party, and a Cleveland radio sales team, all looking for fun and sun. We already had our hotel room keys when we got off the plane, so that was a plus. And we quickly learned that we weren't staying at the Ritz, but it wasn't quite the Pitts either. Just a few minor complaints.
I'm not a smoker. I'm a non-smoker, and I think that it's fumigated with smoke now, and it's awfully musty smelling.
You're on vacation. No pressure, right? No water pressure.
The shower, the water doesn't come out. It just trickles out. It doesn't spray out like a normal shower.
Okay, so one couple had a couple uninvited guests in their rooms.
I did see my wife violently striking at a small object on the ground.
And I did have to give him a good tap on the shoulder a few times before I killed him. The food's been good, but the cockroach has to go.
And speaking of food, you could eat like a prince or a pauper. You just had to shop around.
Are y'all folks ready for dinner?
Your basic buffet ran about $15 to $20. All you can eat, gratuity included. But if you were on a budget, there were other options.
Eat at Burger King.
I may have a number 6, please.
Number 6?
We got a reasonably priced lunch, Coke, onion rings.
And I got a burger for $3.09.
A drink by the pool was pricey, but again, there were other options.
We had Bahama Mamas 2 for $5 out of a trunk of a car at the beach today.
Freeport rocks and Freeport rolls. Freeport's got a whole lot of soul.
Some people paid one price for the entire vacation, which included all food and drinks, which they thought was a pretty good deal.
It would be a fortune. For example, breakfast, when we saw the check, what breakfast was for 2 people, $27. I almost choked. But when you're on the all-inclusive, who cares?
Okay, so we've established that if you don't shop around for good deals on meals, then you may lose a few more pennies than you would like. But if you're looking for that souvenir for that person you left back in Cleveland, well, the prices are a little easier to swallow.
Here at the International Bazaar, you can negotiate almost anything.
So if you're in a good mood,
Oh, you get it from 45 and up.
and if you're in a bad mood,
$120.
Great guy, let them get the braids now. Not good time to think about it. Don't steal up a deal.
And the necklace there, $10 each. You get 2 for 18. You get necklace and $7 each. You get 2 for $10.
he sold 2 of these to us for $30. We weren't bartering. He just made us a good deal because we bought 2, and aren't they great?
We bought 6 or 7 souvenirs for just $30. Liquor is duty-free, T-shirts are cheap, and perfume and good jewelry is cheaper than in the States. Let's go back to the price of the vacation. We paid $400, $100 more because we upgraded our rooms, chose a prime weekend, and had taxes to pay. And no one really paid less than that. So much for the ad. We could have saved a few bucks by staying at other less expensive hotels down the street. So what's the consensus?
The sunshine and the weather makes up for it. You recommend it to Clevelanders?
Yeah, actually, it's a good deal. You got what you paid for, you know, and you kind of expect that.
It's just not like home, but you can get by with it.
We thought so, too. In Freeport, Amy Costelli, CBS 19 News.
And she came back, too. Ohio tonight is joining 19 other states and the federal government in going after Microsoft. They're trying to break up what the government calls Microsoft's chokehold. And that story tops the Money Beat tonight. The Justice Department says Microsoft went too far when it added an internet browser to its vastly popular Windows program. It wants Microsoft to either eliminate that browser from the latest Windows upgrade or include a copy of another company's browser. Microsoft Chairman Bill Gates calls the antitrust lawsuit a step back for the computer industry. He believes Microsoft will win in court. Also on the Money Beat tonight, neighborhood drugstores making a comeback in a very big way. Cleveland's become a major battleground in the drugstore wars. The corner drugstore is still around. It's just wearing a different name, a big name like Walgreens or Rite Aid.
As the population ages and gets into the 50s and 60s range, prescription usage goes up, and we certainly would want to be in a position to service those needs.
Walgreens hopes to have 50 stores in Greater Cleveland by the end of next year, and other chains are matching it brick for brick.
Public officials using taxpayers' money for their own purposes? Well, our state auditor, Jim Petro, says you'd be amazed at what he's uncovered during his 4 years in office. That's the Plain Dealer top story of the evening. Kevin O'Brien of the paper joins us with more. Kevin.